You see how playful it is? You know what I mean? Like, not such a, you know what I mean? The other book I got, Embassy Wife or whatever it is mad, like, dense reading. It's about CIA and stuff, like FBI, like solving crimes, and it's like way more advanced, but this is a basic quick little cartoony, funnies version, I always say. You know, like the newspaper with the funnies, and we just love to read them, and it's always this funny humor about how it's just the same cartoons for years, and it's the same type of humor, and it never gets old. Let's see, way high up ball. Eric Fry, Eric Bacon, and Eric Evans were playing way high up ball. They had made up the game themselves. All you needed were two things: a pink rubber ball about the size of a tennis ball and a real tall school. Eric Evans threw the ball way high up. It bounced off the school just above the third-story window. Three-pointer called Eric Bacon. They shoved and elbowed each other. They shoved and elbowed each other out of the way as they waited for it to come down. At the last second, Eric Fry jumped and caught it. He got 3 points. Eric Evans also got 3 points since he was the thrower. Eric Fry threw the ball way high up. It bounced off a window on the 5th floor. 5-pointer called Eric Evans. All three Erics jumped for it. It bounced off their fingertips and hit the ground. The teacher on the 5th story stuck her head out the window. "Hey, what's going on down there?" she shouted. 3 Erics looked away and whistled. "There's one more thing about way high up ball I haven't told you. You're not allowed to play it." The Erics had already broken one window. Eric Bacon looked up, surprised. "Are you talking to us?" He asked. "Something had just banged against my window," said the teacher. "Was it a bird?" asked Eric Owens. The teacher stared at the children a moment longer. Then she pulled her head inside. Eric Fry threw the ball way high up. It was a 6-pointer. All three fought for position as they waited for it to come down, but at the last second, a hairy arm reached above them and caught it. The arm belonged to Lewis, the yard teacher. "Can I play?" asked Lewis. His mustache had grown back completely. "Sure," all three Erics said together. "What do I have to do?" asked Lewis. "Just see how high up against the school you can throw it," said Eric Fry. Lewis gripped the ball tightly in his hand. He reached way back, then let it fly. "Wow," the 3 Erics said together as they watched the ball soar up in the air. It hit up above the 8th-story window. Then Lewis caught his own rebound. 16 points, said Eric Bacon. "Throw it again, Lewis," said Eric Evans. Now that Lewis was playing, lots of kids from all over the playground came to play too. Lewis threw the ball way high up. It hit above the 11th story, then bounced back over everyone's head. There was a mad scramble for the ball. BB finally came up with it. "Give it to Lewis," said Eric Evans. "No, let Baby throw it," said Lewis, who always tried to be fair. BB threw a 2-pointer. Jason caught the rebound. "You want to throw it, Lewis?" he asked. "No, you go ahead," said Lewis. Jason threw a glopper. A glopper is when the ball goes straight up in the air and comes down without touching the building. Eric Bacon caught it. "Here, Lewis," he said. "No, you throw it," said Lewis. "But you can throw it so much higher," said Eric B. "We want to see how high you can throw it, Lewis," said Leslie. "Come on, Lewis," everyone urged. Lewis shook his head. "The game is for you kids, not for me. Miss Nogard is watching," said BB slyly. Lewis glanced at Miss Nogard, who was standing just outside the front door. "Give me the ball," he said. The kids cheered. Lewis reached way down, almost to the ground, and then hurled it up with all his might. The ball reached the 15th floor, halfway up the school. "Wow," everyone said together. "I got it," called Terrence as he circled under the ball, waiting for it to come down. His knees wobbled. The ball bounced off his face. "Cool," he said as blood flowed out of his nose. "That was a world's record, Lewis," exclaimed Eric Evans. Lewis smiled proudly. He turned to look at Miss Nogard, but she had already gone inside. "You like Miss Nogard, don't you?" asked Phoebe. "She seems like a nice person," said Lewis. "She's pretty too," said Eric Bacon as he nudged Lewis in the side. "Well, she is kind of cute," Lewis admitted. "Ooh," said Joy. "But do you love her?" asked Jenny. Everyone giggled. Lewis' red face got even redder. "You should ask her out on a date," said Eric Fry. "No, I don't think that's a very good idea," said Lewis. "Why not?" asked Eric Evans. "I think you two make a real cute couple." "Bring her flowers," said Dana. "Buy her candy," said Mauricia. "Tell her she's got eyes like the moon," said BB. "Eyes like the moon?" asked Lewis. "Girls love it when you tell them that," said BB. Forget that gushy stuff, said Eric Bacon. Just walk up to her and say, hey baby, how about a date? Just like that, asked Lewis. Just like that, asked Lewis. This is what you do, said Terrence. You take her to a real scary movie, and then at the scary part, you put your arm around her. Ooh, said Dana and Jenny. No, take her dancing, said Myron, and hold her real close. Ooh, said the three Erics. Lewis laughed. You kids are crazy, he said. You're scared of her, aren't you? Asked Eric Bacon. You shouldn't be scared, said Eric Evans. You're bigger and stronger and faster than anyone on the playground, and you've got the best mustache too, said Eric Fry. I'm not afraid of her, Lewis tried to explain. It's just he looked up at the very tall school. His Nogurt is way up there, and I'm way down low here. You'll understand someday when you're older. He picked up the ball and threw it way high up. It hit somewhere between the 18th and 20th floor story and never came down. There was no 19th story. So they're kind of reiterating that no 19th story. This guy, Lewis, is funny because he is seemingly coming back to normal. Like one of the teachers came around and tried to discipline him and made him look bad. It's ironic that Lewis used to go to the school and he was getting tortured by one of the teachers that ended up being a substitute in this book because substitutes and teachers keep disappearing and they need someone to do, fill the job. And Lewis was, he used to have a mustache and he was mad, like nice to the kids. He was all about being friends with the kids. And then when he got disciplined by that teacher, Miss Giselle, he ended up getting a little rude and mean and like too professional for a little while. Like he shaved his mustache. He wasn't playing with the kids no more. He was being like, being harsh and strict and stuff and saying, I'm not the play teacher no more, recess guy. I'm like the professional version now, and there's no playing around. Y'all gotta do everything right, or I'm gonna be, being on y'all back and complaining and saying you can't do that, it's against the rules. So here we go, chapter 28 for a very special person.